Hi everyone, welcome to my channel EMT EduHub. In today's session, we are going to discuss about economic system and central problem of an economy. So let's get started. What is economic system? In simple words, we can say that an organized way in which a country allocates resources and distributes goods and services across the whole nation or a given geographical area. It defines how all the entities in an economy interact. It includes the combination of several institutions, entities, agencies, decision-making process, and pattern of consumption that make up the economic structure of a specific community. Or, in other words, we can say that the sum of total devices which give effect to economic choice. It is an arrangement of solving central problem of an economy. Now, what is central problems of an economy? First, allocation of resources. We all know that resources are limited. Now, the choice of goods and services to be produced in an economy is a big problem. Economic system plays a very important role by allocating the limited resources in such a way that it satisfies the unlimited wants by optimum utilization of the available resource. The other central problem of an economy relates to full utilization of the resource, like land, labor, capital. If all the resources in the economy are fully employed, then the quantity of one commodity can be increased only by foregoing some quantity of the other. This happens when production takes place efficiently, but in reality, most of the time production does not take place efficiently. The factors are not fully employed and the production is below the optimum capacity of economy. The third problem is growth of resources. If resources like labor, capital, and technology grow over a period of time, the problem of scarcity can be addressed. Thus, for the growth of any economy, the resources available to the economy should grow. It is only through the effective growth of resources that a society can enjoy a higher standard of living. This is how the countries have developed. If the resources have failed to grow, the countries continue to be underdeveloped. Thus, the economy should make efforts so that their resources grow gradually to meet the growing needs. Now, a brief flowchart on economic problems. The central economic problems is further divided into three basic economic problems. These are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. First, what to produce. Every society has to decide which goods are to be produced and in what quantities, whether more guns should be produced or more butter should be produced, or whether more capital goods like machines, equipments, dams, etc. will be produced, or more consumer goods such as bread will be produced. Not only the society has to decide about what goods are to be produced, it has also to decide in what quantities these goods would be produced. In nutshell, a society must decide how much wheat, how many hospitals, how many schools, how many machines, how many meter of clothes, etc. has to be produced. The second is how to produce. There are various alternative techniques of producing a commodity. For example, cotton cloth can be produced with either hand looms or power looms or automatic looms. Production with hand looms involves use of more labor and production with automatic looms involve use more of machines and capital. A society has to decide whether it will produce cotton cloth using labor intensive technique or capital intensive technique. Likewise, for all the goods and services, it has to decide whether to use labor intensive technique or capital intensive technique. Obviously, the choice would depend on the availability of different factors of production, that is, labor and capital, and their relative price. It is in the society's interest to use those techniques of production that make the best use of the available resource. The next is for whom to produce. Another important decision which a society has to take is for whom to produce. The society cannot satisfy all wants of all the people. Therefore, it has to decide who should get how much of the total output of goods and service. In other words, it has to decide about the shares of different people in the national cake of goods and service. And also, what provisions should be made for economic growth. Now, this is very important as a society would not like to use all its scarce resource for current consumption only. This is because if it uses all the resources for current consumption and no provision is made for future production, the society's production capacity would not increase. This implies that incomes or standard of living of the people would remain stagnant and in future the level of living may decline. Therefore, a society has to decide how much savings and investment, that is, how much sacrifice of current consumption, should be made for future progress. Now, I hope concepts are clear. For further queries, you can reach out to me through comment section below. And also, if you want me to make more of such videos, do mention that in your comments. Thank you for your time. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe my channel EMT EduHub by Divya. And don't forget to press the bell icon below.